news of a late season game, but I'm Nash. And you're listening to NFL Talk. Yeah, go throw a couple of energy drinks down your throat and we'll be good. So guys, we got a lot of things to talk about tonight, but let me go ahead and cover some of the things that you guys can do. First, we're not going to be taking calls till at least the second half of the show. Reason being is now we're in a process where we're actually sharing a phone line with another show that comes on before us, and I can't just kick them off it while we're in the process of coming onto the show. So for at least the first few moments, we can't actually take calls. We just are going to be moving through that and be switching things around at break, and you'll see. It'll be okay. The second thing is, if you want to text us, go ahead and text us at 77948. Type the word text, space, and then your message. You can also get a hold of us through the app that we have. You just go to jockjournal.com. You look up in the top, and you'll see a little thing. Download our app. Well, just go ahead and download it because it'll make your life a whole lot easier, as you could just go ahead and text us or send a message through that application, and we'll read those on the air as they come into us. Also, there's Twitter, where you find us at Jock Journal, and you can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/jockjournal. We hope that that will be enough to kind of like get you started and get you integrated into what we have, as we are going to be playing another game of Shock the Jock. And tonight's Shock the Jock will be discussing technical issues. I know, it's been a kind of a taboo subject because behind the scenes, technical issues have been happening all over as we've been trying to make this migration over to Spreaker, and people are livid. I've been having to... I know. I know, huh? It's so absolutely, utterly terrible to have to deal with those kinds of issues when you already have Christmas playing in the back of your mind. But, I mean, technical issues could come from not only things like technology, but it can also be something like putting together kids' toys the day after Christmas or the day of Christmas. And
putting together a Lego set, or I'm having technical issues trying to put together this dollhouse.
Exactly.
You know, I gotta tell you, think about Christmas. I mean, Christmas is very much for the children. That we know, because they wake you up at 5 a.m. They want you to open their gifts, and then they want you to assemble it as a parent. So guess what? It seems that one day, Christmas Day, it seems that is the one day out of 365 days a year in which the children have all the power in the world.
Yes, they have absolutely and utterly the most powerful entities ever. I mean, you could be asleep at 4:30 in the morning and you're going to wake up. Why? Because your kid's up. And why? Because they know it's Christmas. And why? So they can get their presents. So you get yourself out of bed, groggy, barely moving, stubbing toes on the side of the bed as you wake up, and you move to the lit up Christmas tree with all the little presents and presentation that you set up from the night before, and you're going to bed like at 2 or 2:30 because you got to make sure that the kids are asleep before you actually
yes,
yeah, it's a parent's nightmare and best dream at the same time.
Also, I want to say this too for the parents out there, you too. Please be careful out there, because it could be 4:30, it could be 5 o'clock, and your kid is coming into your bedroom, or kids, and they are jumping on the bed, waking you up. And not only are they waking you up, but they are jumping on the bed and hitting your ankle. Now, be careful, parents. Your kid may put you on the disabled list come Christmas morning. So be careful. I'm just forewarning you. Have ice. I'll say that. You know what, Nash? I got a good idea. Have plenty of ice next to the bed, ready to go just in case.
Yes, or at least a squirt gun so you can shoot them in the face with it if they decide to come in with that type of maneuver. My kids are pretty well behaved. They know there's certain little things that you can and you can't do, even if it's Christmas. And one of the things is wake us up in an inappropriate manner. Annie, my wife, she's even worse than I am. I'm pretty bad. I'll like usually put my head back under the covers so they can't see me, or pretend to be asleep, and I'll hold it through. But my wife, It's like literally Satan has erupted from the bed, and she'll be like, "What do you want?"
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Wait! Let me ask you this: are you hiding underneath the bed when you hear that?
Sometimes she is ultimately a demon from hell. Yeah.
The way you just said it, what are you doing? You just scared me. you just made me want to run for the hills. But I'll tell you this: I am looking forward to Christmas. And look, I guess I'll get some presents. Obviously, I'm not. I have graduated past the 5 a.m. stage, and my sister, who is 2 years younger than me, the only sibling in my life, waking up our parents at 5 in the morning. Yes, we were guilty of that. But to me, the equivalent of presents now, and I do like getting presents. I do like getting nice clothes, nice sweaters, nice clothes, because I like to look fashionable to the best of my ability, so help me God. But I love the dinner. That is, to me, the highlight of the day. We're going to have turkey, bread dressing, and pasta. So that's what I'm looking forward to, especially. And then we have a nice cake that my grandmother was able to purchase. So when it comes to Christmas for me, I guess the equivalency of presents now is eating a nice meal. And I'm excited about that. I am. Turkey and pasta. You can't beat it.
No, you really can't. I mean, however we tend to do with the ham here at my house, Christmas is one of those times where we actually, throw together something. We don't do the whole feast thing just because, we got so many other things to do, usually which involves keeping the kids out of our hair because they act like complete and utter spazzes as they're wanting to play with new toys, and then they're usually right around noon because they wake up too early. They all feel like they need to take a nap, but they refuse to do it because all those toys are there, and then they start arguing, screaming, kicking, punching, pulling, spitting on each other, shoving each other through windows, and then we have to call the ER. Because ultimately, kids act like complete and utter heathenous idiots at that point, and we have to figure out how to get through and save ourselves our Christmas. But
I just realized if you're a smart parent, listen, if you have the money, and I'm not a parent here, you are. I'm still a single. I'm still a single young male.
You're a parent in training.
I'm a parent in training. You know what? I guess I am. And my parents have done a pretty good job. But you know what? Maybe it's best that the parent should have medics on Christmas morning in their house. Just hire medics. Go deep in your pockets and hire medics to be on standby just in case.
Well, and there are just so many things that come around this time of year. It's inevitable. New technology, new gadgets, new gimmicks, new tricks, new trades. You got to learn things always around the end of the year. And learning new things is always a difficult situation. And I want to tell everybody out there that that's why there's other people that we care about. You have to depend on the other people to help you through those difficult times. And anything that you try to do by yourself becomes an inevitable, one-sided, difficult hurdle that feels like you cannot get over it, and that typically causes many people to lash out at other people and stuff, which is completely and totally 150% inappropriate and not the way to start a new year. So with that, I think we have the Shock the Jock question. Here's a question,
Shock the Jock question. Go ahead.
We've all seen those movies where somebody has to deal with something and completely flips out at it, and it's a hilarious skit, like somebody trying to set the clock on a VCR, and next thing you know, the VCR ends up through the window.
You're talking about ancient history now.
Yeah, there's all kinds of them. I want to know about your worst technical nightmare. That's right, a tech nightmare. Something that's happened to you disagreeing with technology that has caused you to totally flip the hell out. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Mine is one time it actually happened about 2 years ago. Okay. I was working on a car and my fingers were too big to be able to get the fan belt around the car. So because I was trying to switch out a fan belt. Pretty easy thing to do. Most people could do it. I, for whatever reason, can't do it. My hands were just too big around that Honda Accord, and I got really mad, and I kicked a big old dent in the fender, just being completely upset. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense why somebody would just kick their own car, but I did. And
was it a nice car?
No, it was actually I guess it was good for what I did, which was
Right.
I drive around a lot, but it wasn't really all that nice a car. But I went ahead and I just kicked the crud out of it in my frustration when I got angry. So I want to hear stories like that. Do you have anything like that?
Oh, okay. 2 years ago? Okay, how about we look at today? I'm not kidding. This did happen today. Saturday, I realized that I had trouble with my printer. And for some reason or another, it had to do with the router or whatever. I mean, goodness, this world of technology is so darn confusing. But it actually happened to me today. I've had many of them, Nash. You're talking about technical issues. Look, I could write a book about my technical issues, but here's what happened. Saturday, I had issues with my printer. It wasn't printing. It showed that it was not reading the printer because it's a wireless printer to the router. Okay, so I didn't need the printer over the weekend, so I was able to go to Best Buy, have somebody from the Geek Squad come out and fix it this morning. Sure enough, the issue was fixed. However, oh gosh, I hate that word sometimes, however. Well, yeah, you're going to hate this, but everything's been resolved, thank God. I tried to log on to the internet, and I get a message saying that the internet is not responding or the web page is not uploading because I did not have any internet access. I did not have a connection. Well, sure enough, I had to call the guy from Best Buy. His name was Alan. God bless Alan. Listen, nice guy. I enjoyed talking with him this morning. Sure enough, he was able to come out this morning, fix the printer, but then he came out this afternoon to fix the other issue. Sure enough, and God bless Alan, we all make mistakes, we're human, including Alan. By the way, shout out to you for Alan from the Best Buy Geek Squad. He forgot to plug something into the router. So I was on pins and needles not having internet access. The printer's fine. Now I don't have internet access because the Geek Squad representative forgot to plug in something. He admitted it was an error on his part, but technical issues, those happen almost every day for me. Nash, let me ask you this question. My dad retired recently, and him and my mom went on their first trip, hard to believe, ever in their life together after 35 years of marriage to Williamsburg, Virginia. Colonial times, colonial history, revolutionary history. I know life expectancy wasn't as it is now in terms of years, but at least we didn't have these technical issues to deal with. Yeah. Sometimes I just wish we could live in that era so we didn't have to deal with mobile devices and routers and computers and words that are associated with modern day evil. Because I'll be honest with you, so I wanted to take a sledgehammer to my printer and break it on Saturday. I really did.
I can imagine. I've actually thrown a printer before. I kicked one once. What else have I done to my printers? I know that I got angry so bad that, you know how they flip up so you could change the ink out? I got angry at one so bad that I ripped the top off of one. I've gone through some bad printers, and I have a temper when it comes to inanimate objects that is unlike anything else I've ever seen. When I was in business, creating a company, I was in business in 5 different states at one point. I got so angry I put a hole in the wall. Yeah, so technology and me don't go together very well. But now I've gotten to the point where I've learned my way around some things, and yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to have that. So let's go ahead and try to get a little bit. Oh, we do have one text message from the 918. Where is that? Anybody know?
918. We're about to find out. Boy, how many area codes are there in this country? And the 918 area code, my friend, is from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh,
so hello, Tulsa.
Close to us. They said
close to me.
They said recently I threw my phone, $650 value, out the window and into the street, broke it. Best Buy replaced it for me. But I was angry because it kept giving me an error message, and all it was that I wasn't connected to the internet.
For a moment there, maybe I thought maybe that this guy was calling this. Maybe, I don't know if it was a guy or if this was a gal, but let's say this was a guy. Maybe he was being rejected for a date, and all of a sudden he threw the phone out of the window after being rejected for a date.
I could see something like that. I definitely see something like that. So, okay, guys, let's go.